to apologize for our little conversation earlier.
I felt that we were on the same page, and I felt good in the moment. And for her to use this vulnerable moment against me, it's just disgusting.
Ever wonder what happens when Hollywood's biggest stars clash behind the scenes? Ryan Reynolds, Blake Lively, and Justin Baldoni, three of the most well-known faces in Hollywood, are at the center of a shocking feud. And trust us, this story has drama, misunderstandings, and a whole lot of passive-aggressive moves that you won't believe. From awkward confrontations to subtle jabs in movies, this isn't just your average Hollywood scandal. Stick around because things are about to get wild, and this story is filled with secrets you didn't see coming. It all starts with what seemed like a simple, sincere apology. Ryan Reynolds, known for his sarcastic wit and ability to laugh off even the most uncomfortable situations, surprised everyone when he publicly apologized to Justin Baldoni. But here's the twist. This wasn't just any apology, it was a turning point in an already tense and complicated drama between the two men. Ryan's apology came after a confrontation that was anything but friendly. At first, it appeared that Ryan was doing the right thing, owning up to his mistakes and acknowledging that maybe he overreacted. But if you dig a little deeper, you'll realize this apology didn't resolve anything. It actually opened the door to more questions. Was this apology genuine, or was it just an attempt to keep things from escalating further? And more importantly, what led up to this moment of reconciliation? Let's rewind to where this all began, on set, with a simple question. Justin Baldoni, the director of It Ends With Us, found himself in an awkward spot. The movie was about to shoot a scene where he had to lift Blake Lively, and with his history of back problems, he needed to know how much Blake weighed for safety reasons. To anyone on the outside, this seems like a totally reasonable question, right? Just a guy trying to make sure his co-star's safe. But when the question was relayed to Blake, she didn't take it that way. She thought Justin was body shaming her, something that was far from his intention. When Blake told Ryan about the incident, things quickly escalated. Ryan, never one to stay quiet when it comes to protecting his wife, decided to confront Justin. And this wasn't a calm, respectful conversation. No, this turned into a full-on verbal confrontation at Ryan's penthouse. Ryan accused Justin of disrespecting Blake and making her feel uncomfortable, all because of that one innocent question about her weight. The room was tense, with Ryan defending his wife and Justin trying to explain himself. Justin insisted his question had nothing to do with body image. It was strictly for safety, but Ryan, fueled by emotion and a desire to protect Blake, wasn't having it. The argument reached its peak when Ryan, visibly angry, told Justin he couldn't just go around talking about his wife like that. Justin, realizing the situation was quickly spiraling out of control, apologized immediately. But it wasn't enough to calm the tension. Ryan eventually apologized for how he handled things, but by then, the damage had been done. The cracks in their relationship were starting to show. But here's where things take a turn: subtle jabs. Ryan and Blake may have technically apologized, but it's clear that the tension between the three of them didn't just disappear, it actually simmered beneath the surface. And both Ryan and Blake seemed to express their frustration in more passive-aggressive ways. The first major instance of this, Deadpool. At the end of It Ends With Us, Blake added a sneaky thank you note in the credits. And who did she thank? Gordon Reynolds. Now, this may seem like a random name, but fans quickly picked up on the connection. It was a clear nod to Ryan's character, Nice Pool, from Deadpool. What made this even more interesting was that Nice Pool wasn't just a quirky character with a unique name, it also had personality traits that many fans instantly recognized as similar to Justin's. He was overly polite, maybe even a little too nice, the kind of guy who would go out of his way to make everyone feel comfortable, but in a way that seemed almost fake. It was like they were using the character to poke fun at Justin's public persona. But it doesn't stop at the credits. Oh no, Ryan and Blake went further. Nice Pool wasn't just a throwaway character with a funny name. He also made some very pointed comments that felt like direct jabs at Justin. One of the most glaring examples is when Ryan's character in Deadpool comments about Lady Pool, referencing Blake's character. He jokes about her just having a baby, a line that fans quickly linked back to Blake's real-life pregnancy. And here's the kicker, Ryan's character even says, "I identify as a feminist." For those who know Justin's public persona, this line hit hard. Justin Baldoni is known for championing feminism, encouraging men to embrace vulnerability, and advocating for gender equality. But Ryan's line about identifying as a feminist felt, to many fans, like a dig at Justin's whole brand. Was this just a playful joke, or was Ryan throwing shade? It's hard to ignore the fact that Ryan's character in Deadpool was becoming more and more like a parody of Justin's personality and values. But it gets even more layered. In one of the Deadpool scenes, Ryan's character, Nice Pool, talks about having low bone density. Fans couldn't help but notice that this sounded suspiciously similar to Justin's own back problems. Was this a coincidence? Or was Ryan cleverly using Nice Pool to send a not-so-subtle message about Justin's health issues? This line about bone density felt like a very specific reference to Justin's past medical history. It was one of those details that when you really start to think about it, couldn't just be brushed off as random dialogue. Could it have been Ryan's way of getting back at Justin, using humor to deliver a pointed message about the confrontation and the lingering tension between them? Now let's talk about the basement. It Ends With Us was supposed to be Justin Baldoni's moment to shine. He'd spent 5 years working on this movie, pouring his heart and soul into every detail. The premiere should have been his big night, but instead of walking the red carpet and basking in the glory of his hard work, Justin found himself in the basement. That's right, the basement. While the stars and cast were enjoying the spotlight upstairs, Justin was relegated to a storage room surrounded by bottles of water, popcorn, and what looked like a makeshift setup for people who were in no mood to celebrate. This was no place for a director, especially one who had spent years on a project. And the worst part? Justin had to sit there for over an hour, away from his friends, family, and colleagues, all while the rest of the cast and crew enjoyed their success. Naturally, Justin wasn't going to let this slide. He leaked photos of the event, showing him and his team in the basement, trying to make the best of an awkward situation. But the images spoke volumes. You could see the disappointment in their faces, the clear contrast between what should have been a proud moment and what it actually turned into. Fans were shocked. How could something like this happen? Was it a mistake or was it intentional? This wasn't just about being in the wrong place at the wrong time. It felt like a deliberate snub. The questions started pouring in. Why was Justin kept in the basement? Was it because of the growing tensions with Blake and Ryan? Or was there something else at play here? As the photos and voice memos started circulating, it became clear how much the situation had hurt Justin. For him, this wasn't just about being sent to the basement, it was about being excluded from something that should have been a monumental moment in his career. He had worked so hard on this film, and instead of being celebrated, he was hidden away like an afterthought. And that's when the speculation really began. How could this happen in Hollywood? Of all places, was this all just a case of a big misunderstanding? Or was there a much deeper issue between Justin, Ryan, and Blake that we weren't seeing? Now, as the drama continues to unfold, Justin has taken things to the next level. He's filed a $450 million lawsuit against Ryan and Blake. Yes, you heard that right. This isn't just a Hollywood spat anymore. It's a full-blown legal battle. What started with a simple confrontation has now exploded into something far more serious. The lawsuit claims defamation and emotional distress, adding even more fuel to an already raging fire. What will happen next? Will this lawsuit change the dynamic between them? Or is it just another chapter in a feud that shows no signs of slowing down? So what's the truth here? Was Justin Baldoni treated unfairly, or is there more to this story than meets the eye? Was the basement incident an unfortunate mistake, or was it part of a deeper rift between Hollywood's biggest stars? And what does this lawsuit really mean for Ryan and Blake? We want to know what you think. Drop a comment below and let us know your thoughts. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into Hollywood's juiciest controversies.